When Matt Thurman was in his last days as the head coach at the University of Washington, finishing up a 15-year stint there, he kept hearing whispers that his Pac-12 rival, Arizona State, was about to lose its golf course, the Karsten Golf Course. And when he started thinking about taking the Sun Devils coaching job, after the previous coach Tim Mickelson stepped down, that was an attractive part of the offer, the potential to build something new. He was hired in the summer of 2016, and the changes began almost immediately. This is On Campus at Arizona State University. It starts here at Papago Golf Course in the Salt River Valley, aka the Valley of the Sun. Papago is a public course owned by the city of Phoenix that underwent a major renovation in 2008 and is, as you can see, impossibly scenic. It's on the western side of Papago Park, and it's overlooked by these buttes that look straight out of a Technicolor Western. The word Papago, by the way, is a Spanish one referring to an indigenous American Indian group. A man named Greg Tierras was the one with the vision to make Papago what it is today, and through the Arizona Community Golf Foundation, he brought ASU on as partners with the city of Phoenix, and that foundation now looks after the course. And this isn't some quiet college course, as Matt Thurman told us. Papago is rocking every day. The tee sheet's full. This is, to quote him, basically the hub of Arizona golf. And at the same time as they were making the move to Papago, they were building the Thunderbirds Golf Complex. This was finished in late 2018. It is 12 acres of golf paradise. Let's start inside this 7,000 square foot building. It's designed by Douglas Fredrickson Architects. They're well known in Phoenix for designing a lot of golf course clubhouses. Here's one interesting thing. You'll notice the front is inauspicious, not very remarkable on its own. That's on purpose. They're not necessarily eager for a ton of people to be pouring in here, so the facade itself is understated. But the minute you walk in, you start to understand this is no ordinary building. This is where the men's and women's team practice and hang out, along with recent graduates who are working to make their names on the various tours and could use a place to practice. They're very much welcome too. Now, in the lobby, you'll see a picture of whichever team happened to win the most recent national title. They have pride of place here. In this case, it's the women's team who won in 2017, which was quite an achievement for head coach Missy Farquet, who grew up playing at Papago, won a national title as a player at ASU, won another one as an assistant coach, and then in 2017 won as a head coach. Thurman and the men almost got it back in 2022, that place, but they lost the match play final to Texas 3-2. However, you do see here the trophy for the U.S. Amateur. That was won last summer by ASU's Jose Luis Ballester. Thurman emphasized that they want their players to be comfortable here at all hours, not just when they're practicing. They can study here in the lounge area or the conference rooms. There's a gym, a fitness area. The trainer, as you see here, will come work with them on site. They've got a cold plunge. They've got TVs all over. The locker rooms are beautiful. And then, of course, they have the air-conditioned hitting bays. There's only 2 of them, but that's basically all you need. The weather is so gorgeous outside that most of the practice is done outdoors, which is just how Thurman likes it. So let's go outdoors, where a few of those 12 acres are dedicated to this sprawling 22,000 square foot practice tee and a hitting area with 23 target greens, 7 fairway bunkers, and a 150-yard long fairway strip. Players can hit from the grass of the practice tee, or they can hit from, well, choose a spot on the nearly 6,000 square feet of artificial tees that wrap around the Thunderbird building. Now, let's be clear about one thing. These are not designed for the masses. You see, the greens are small, the slopes are severe. These are made to hone the games of world-class players, the kind of men and women who would be on scholarship at Arizona State. There's a ton of grass, as you see, but there's a good amount of turf, too. And the reason for that turf is because wedge practice is a massive priority at ASU. And because it's consistent, you can really groove the distances. Over here, you can see the wedge greens, which are pretty famous within the college golf world. The rumor is that Kevin Yu, now on the PGA Tour, is the record holder in hitting all 8 of these greens, which range from 35 to 145 yards in just 14 shots. But the truth is, the team doesn't use these as much as you might think, because over here, they've got 6 short game greens. and you can hit at them from every possible angle. In fact, they do just that. On what is referred to as the loop, coaches will pick and choose tee location and pin positions in order to create a custom par 3 course for players to practice and to compete on. Holes can be 40 yards or 100 yards, tees can be flat or on a hill, or sometimes even in sand or waste areas. They can play downwind or into the wind, uphill, downhill. The loop is designed to test the player's wedge game and their distance control to the extreme. As far as the putting green, there used to be a massive 10,000-foot green, but Thurmond and Missy Farquet decided it wasn't really working for them, so they rebuilt the practice green into something more traditional, and 3 of the greens were actually redone last summer. ASU's most famous alum, Phil Mickelson, was one of the most prominent designers of the whole facility. His group, Phil Mickelson Design, won the contract, and he had the help of a colleague named Mike Angus, and of course Thurmond and the women's coach, Missy Farquet, they had input as well. As Thurmond said, at a lot of schools, it's hard to take the practice to the course because the course is so much harder. That's not a problem here. Look here at this green and you'll notice it has a bunker. Not alongside it, but right in the middle. A little reminiscent of number 6 at Riviera Country Club, perhaps. Because why build a bunker at the side of the green when you can have 360 degrees of practice from a bunker in the middle of a green? Again, this design was the genius of Phil Mickelson. He studied data from the PGA Tour and discovered that the majority of bunker shots hit are between 10 and 30 feet. So he made this green and this bunker to test ASU players on as many shots of that length as possible. There are uphill angles, downhill angles, ridges, and flat spots, all designed to challenge your bunker play. Pan back around the Thunderbird building and you'll see these 3 artificial putting greens. Why 3, you might ask? Well, these 3 greens are known as Phil's pads. Each of them has a different degree of slope on it, ranging from 2 degrees to 4 degrees, and it's built to allow players to hone in how they feel and read break, as well as putting on a perfectly smooth surface. As you can see, every possible area of a player's game is carefully thought out here, with areas designed to target every skill. All in all, your average Arizona State golfer probably spends around 30 hours a week at the facility, maybe more, which is remarkable considering when they actually play golf, there are over 30 courses they can use in the area, so they're not always playing Papago. They eat here, they play video games, they work out here, they play wiffle ball, they can go to class with their virtual classes here. The goal is to make it feel like their second home. Right here, 5 miles away from the campus. It's a little bit like a frat house even. And when you look around, it's hard not to put yourself in the shoes of a Sun Devil player and think, why would I ever leave?